Hey guys, it's David here, and welcome to my walkthrough of the new dungeon Abyss of Limitless Gears. I'm going to be showing you guys this from the monk's perspective, but first of all I wanted to give a shout out to Tearduct. Unfortunately, I did record this more than once, and I wanted to do it with no deaths, and on my run with Tearduct, at least 2 people died, so I had to use this one instead, but I just want to give a shout out to him. And also I wanted to note that commentary is a lot easier to make than actually recording this dungeon. I mean, it was just hell to record the last boss. The rest of it was pretty easy, but last boss just hell. So right there you saw that we faced some scorpions, and I like to pray for the, I think they're human mobs, while I do the puzzle thing. You have to do this puzzle in order to open the door, and you can kind of see what I'm doing, but I don't really know what I'm doing. And this is the beginning part, and on the ground you can actually see all the bosses from MZL, and they're all like dead, or not moving at least. And by the way, I did speed this up a little bit, and I sped up this part a lot more than the last boss part, because the last boss part is the part that you guys probably want to see the most, and it's the part that most people want to know about. So right here, basically you just kill scorpions and all these mobs, and you have to kill them from all 4 sides, and once you do that you can unlock the second boss. So these hit really hard, so I'd recommend Ring of Healing, and Restore is a spell that you're really going to want in this dungeon. If you don't already have it as a monk, you're going to need that. So in this particular case we are running with a ranger, mage, and tank and monk, which is the normal combo, but apparently you actually don't need a tank, and the reason for that is the last boss isn't aggroable, but I guess the rest of the dungeon you kind of do need a tank unless you have a DPS warrior like Colby, who could act as a tank even though he's not, because the mobs are kind of hard. So you kill those mobs on all 4 sides, then the second boss appears, and her name is like Ilistin or something. And she's probably the easiest boss that I've encountered in a long time. I mean, honestly, I thought that boss from MZL, Poseidon, was easy, but this is just beyond comparison. It's just so easy. So I just stand back, but I really don't need to. I mean, everyone can stand in the middle. And there's these scorpions that come toward her, and when those scorpions come, she does AoE. So there's actually a way to stop them. You can just kill the scorpions, and then she doesn't do the AoE, of course. But it's not really necessary. I mean, monk just rings of heals, and everyone just DPSs. But the only important thing you need to know about this boss is at the end, she does a spell, and when that spell occurs, either the mage needs to use Cyclone, or the Sin needs to use an interrupt spell, or a tank needs to use Ankle Slash. So you'll see her casting. It's the only time she casts the entire time, I believe. And when she does that, if she successfully does it all the way, she'll heal like half her health, which means it just takes longer. So yeah, that's a really easy boss. Just Ring of Heal as the monk and just DPS. It's super easy. Alright, so this is actually a really hard mob coming up here, and if you're a monk, you're going to want to have Influence. And Influence is actually a melee skill, but everyone has it. So you just use Influence on one of the mobs, on one of the archers actually. And when you do that, you won't get AoE from him. So just pray immediately after you use Influence, because you might get some aggro, and then everyone just goes for the second archer immediately, because they do so much damage. And I'm not exactly sure if they reflect the damage that you give to them. That might be the case, and if it is, then I guess just don't DPS that hard, but you do want to kill the ranger as fast as possible, and then when Influence wears off, kill the other ranger and kill the summoner. And then there's another mob just like that, so make sure that you're just constantly restoring people for these mobs, and obviously praise and cool down. So just Ring of Heal, and definitely focus on the tank, unless the mage is actually getting aggro for some reason. Just focus on the tank, use Rapid Heal and Divine Light, and DPS is, you know what to do, just kill the mobs, basically. This is actually a really easy dungeon for tank apparently, although I would never brave my tank going in there, just because that'd be really scary. But apparently it is easy, you don't need to do much, but I can't really comment on that because I'm not a tank. So this is another Minotaur thing, and they're called giant, like mechanical giants, And I was making a joke earlier that they may be giants to Mendel's, but yeah, as you can see, they're really freaking small. So I don't know if that was a programming error, if GameLoft's just trying to be funny because we all hate them. So yeah, now you get some more scorpions and prey on this mob because they do like this weird thing that like makes you lag a lot, and just pray basically. And you lose your mana a lot on mobs if you're a mage or a monk, and I guess that's always the case, but especially in this dungeon, I lose my mana so much. I've used more pots today than I have in MZO in the last week. I barely use pots in MZO anymore. So you can actually skip the patrol over there, and I'm not sure if Max lets me do this here because he's kind of impatient, but you're supposed to influence one of the mobs, and of course it's always the ranger. Always influence the ranger. There's no need to influence the summoner, because the ranger is the only one that actually does damage to you. So yeah, you get past those mobs, and then there's these really annoying mobs that do this 6-second silence. And what you're going to want to do for that is probably influence one of them, just to lessen your chances of getting silence if you're a mage or monk. But probably pray, because, you know, if you don't have a good tank, you need to pray. And if you do, then just restore and it should be fine, because like that 6-second silence can really get you. So I actually don't think I got silenced that much here. Before you guys start attacking me for cutting the video right before the last boss, I wanted to just say that I have completed this dungeon many times, and yes, I've failed as well, but that's not the reason that I cut the video. I cut the video because I wanted to show you guys a perfect last boss run where no one died, and that is the case, which you're going to see in the next clip. So with this particular team, we ended up dying, so I cut the video and just used another team. So on this team I have more guildies. I have, I believe, Chris and CVT, and also Max again. He's my designated tank. So this is the last boss, and to activate him you need to go on the sides and use those puzzle things that you saw at the beginning as well. And here we go. Okay, time to explain. Alright, so basically, monk, restore everyone as much as possible. Ring of heal when you need to. DPSs should stay on both sides, but definitely you're going to want to move around because there's stuff that appears, such as a red circle, as you can see under there. I don't think I got hit. No, I got hit by it. You need to avoid that red circle. As soon as you see it, run away, because it gets like 6k crit on you, and you get stunned. Not a good time. And also, when the bubble appears, this is the bubble right here, you're going to want to pray. And also, everyone gets lightning when the bubble appears. And apparently you can walk off the lightning by just like running around, but then you're not going to be in range of prey, so I don't know about that. But yeah, when bubble appears, just try to stay away from people with the bubble, and people with bubbles try to stay away from everyone else. So basically you're just avoiding stuff here. And what am I missing? Oh yeah, the huge beam, the most blatant thing that appears from this boss. Stay away from that beam. As soon as it appears, just run away, because it's going to do some damage to you. And as you can see, monk just constantly restore people as much as he can, and ring of heal, and everyone should be fine. You kind of run low on mana. Like at the end, I almost run out of mana. And also, I would not recommend standing on the red platform unless you're the tank. If you're the tank, it's fine, but it does damage to you. So definitely try to avoid that as much as possible. And when you're looting the boss, make sure you avoid that as well. So yeah, just continue the routine, and monk, make sure that you're also restoring and rapid healing and divine lighting everyone if you need to. And right here I actually ran out of mana, but the boss died, so I was pretty happy about that. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. I hope you guys saw exactly what we were doing there, and I hope I explained it thoroughly enough for you. So yeah, we completed the dungeon. There were no deaths from the first part and no deaths from the second part, although they were from different runs, but whatever, I don't care. So yeah, he drops his chest, and I like to just jump off the cliff here. But luckily I did have my angel halo, and that proves that I didn't die during the boss as well. And I like just sliding down this mountain here. Alright, so that's it for this video. Thanks guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. So I will see you next time.